Viewers, take note. The story we are telling today is terrible and incredibly human. David Muir, the dependable anchor of World News Tonight, who has supported millions of people through both good and difficult times, has verified tragic news. He continues to battle cancer. The shock was only getting started. On live television, his longtime friend and co-raper, Ripa, broke down in tears as she talked about how important David is to her, their social circle, and all the other people who had taken him in for the night. The resulting story stunned viewers, illuminated hidden truths, and emphasized the fleeting beauty of existence. You will learn that the sad update is about more than illness. It's about the connections that sustain us during difficult times and the value of resilience and strength. I hope you read the story through to the conclusion because, despite its depressing beginning, it may end with a surprising glimmer of optimism. For nearly 2 decades, David Muir has been a trusted voice for Americans. In times of significant turmoil like national disasters and historic elections, his calm manner and sympathetic storytelling have won him not just admiration, but also the trust of his audience. For many, he is more than just an anchor. He keeps the living room occupied and helps block out outside noise. Therefore, when a leader like David emerges from behind his desk to discuss his struggle, things take a different turn. We all find it to be quite personal. A few enthusiasts had started to notice minor variations. David looked thinner. Sometimes he looked worn out. Even though he never voiced any complaints on camera, longtime viewers, especially those with keen eyes, sensed something was wrong. He no longer grinned much. His times of repose grew longer. Many thought that the weight of the world's calamities had finally weakened him. But the truth was something very closer to home. In a well-crafted speech, David confirmed the worst concerns of the fans. His illness has been determined to be cancer. He had planned to keep it a secret for as long as possible, but he acknowledged that the more rigorous the treatments, the harder it was to do so. It was the most difficult show he had ever done, virtually turning the camera on himself. His attention has always been on other people's stories. Ripa finally expressed her feelings for David. After years of getting to know him through the tight-knit New York media world, her morning shows started airing a heartfelt and devoted ode to David. But her voice faltered, and her eyes started to well up with tears. She said, "David isn't just a journalist, he's family, and the thought of him suffering is unbearable." At the time, viewers saw Kelly as a friend experiencing the loss of a loved one rather than as a polished host. When David and Kelly aren't on TV, many people are unaware of how close they actually are. They've celebrated several holidays, had dinners with friends, and laughed too much to be shown on TV. Whether she has experienced personal tragedy, domestic issues, or professional disappointments, Kelly has always had David by her side. Now, Kelly has stepped up and promised to support him in this struggle for his life. Social media exploded as a result. There were so many emails in the inbox. Some viewers were able to survive the pandemic, hurricanes, and even 9 distinct elements because of David's reporting. "You are in my prayers, David. That's all. Through thick and thin, you have been our pillar of support. We're going to take you now." The wave of sympathy was instantaneous, powerful, and profound. It demonstrated how we can relate to our favorite TV personalities' issues and how they can become like family to us. Behind the scenes, David has been undergoing terrible treatments. The mere mention of radiation and chemotherapy can send shivers down the spine of anyone who has experienced this with a loved one. Despite everything, David kept delivering the news night after night. It raises the question of how someone can silently battle against their own mortality and still muster the strength to comfort a nation. "Please value your health," Kelly added, looking straight into the camera. It was an incredibly candid moment. Be sure to show up for your checks. Give your loved ones your sincerest gratitude. Now take action. She was clearly speaking to more than just her audience. She was speaking to David herself and everyone else who has ever been taken by surprise by life's harsh realities. She was crying for more than just her friend. They were there for every family that has gone through this suffering. Many close to David believe his loved ones have come together in support of him, despite his reputation for secrecy. In private, he has depended on his mother and siblings. Through therapies, meals, and laughter to calm his anxieties, they have supported him. Additionally, it is said that David says a mantra to himself when he is depressed. Television often records brief moments of laughter, but it can also record something far more significant: the unrestricted expression of human emotion. Popular morning show host Ripa, renowned for her warmth and humor, recently had one of those times when she became visibly distraught while on the air. Fans witnessed a vulnerable, honest, and genuinely human side of Kelly that they don't frequently see. And the heartwarming moment captured the interest and sympathy of both social media users and spectators. At the time of the tragedy, Kelly and fellow correspondent David Muir were live streaming an incredibly moving story. Known for his cool-headed and empathetic style on ABC World News Tonight, Muir skillfully led the segment while allowing Kelly to speak. As the story went on, Kelly's voice wavered and she began to cry. She appeared to be having difficulty maintaining her typical upbeat manner, indicating that the story had a significant impact on her. One of the reasons Ripa has been a popular host for so long is her sincere nature. She consistently strikes the perfect balance between seriousness and humor when discussing current events, interviewing celebrities, or engaging with fans. But this sequence was a moving reminder to the audience that behind the endearing smiles and witty repartee, there is a person with the capacity for profound empathy. David Muir's presence throughout the piece was essential. He provided Kelly with the confidence she needed to discuss her feelings in a polite and supportive way. By maintaining eye contact and gently guiding the conversation, the two broadcasters' interaction showed that empathy and support are essential, especially in high-pressure live television situations. Fans immediately took to social media when the episode aired. As video of the event circulated online, viewers were enamored with Kelly and David. Many were quick to praise Kelly for showing vulnerability, citing her tears on live television as evidence that showing emotion is strong rather than weak. The responses ranged from expressions of support to personal anecdotes, and many viewers shared stories of experiencing empathy, sadness, or compassion in their own lives. The segment also sparked a conversation on the emotional toll that television hosts endure. Morning show hosts like Kelly need to maintain their composure, charm, and vitality even before the sun rises. The public is nevertheless reminded that news reporters are people who are sensitive to the emotional impact of the subjects they cover. They can feel strong emotions and be affected by everyday events just like the rest of us. Kelly talked about the situation later in a brief interview with her co-hosts. She freely discussed how some stories have a profound emotional impact on people, causing them to reflect and perhaps cry. Her choice to show vulnerability resonated with a lot of people, especially those who, like her, sometimes feel compelled to hide their emotions in social or professional settings. David Muir's reputation as an understanding journalist was cemented by this encounter. With his composed and supportive manner, he appreciated Kelly's genuine emotional reaction while keeping the segment's focus on the topic. Their combined efforts created an emotionally stirring and inspiring television moment, demonstrating that sensitivity and a human connection can coexist with professional reporting. Ripa's tears were more than just an emotional response. They served as a powerful reminder that public personalities are human beings with deep sympathies and real feelings. When we are vulnerable, it is essential to have compassion, understanding, and support. And David Muir's presence was comforting. Although it required courage to display genuine emotion in front of millions of people, the piece touched viewers and reminded us of the importance of human connection and storytelling. In a society that is often dominated by news and fast-paced broadcasts, authenticity, empathy, and the joy of letting oneself feel remain essential.